Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. As always, we like to get right into it. We all need to cut through all the noise these days and get to what's really important. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into something that at first glance might seem a little, simple, a new cement plant in Burkina Faso. But I think you'll see why this is really a fascinating story. It tells us a lot about a country's goals, both the economic kind and their place in the wider world. So we're looking at excerpts today that talk about this event. And what we want to figure out, our mission for this deep dive is to understand just how big a deal is this for Burkina Faso.
Yeah, you're right. It might seem like just another, ribbon cutting for another factory.
Yeah.
But this cement plant is a really good way to look at some of the big forces that are shaping Burkina Faso, both in terms of economics and politics.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. We've got this company called Société Industrielle, Sino Burkina de Ciments S.A. I think for simplicity, we're going to call it Sino Bese.
Sino Bese.
Yeah. Much easier, right? So Sino Bese has this new plant, and it's in Laongo, that's in the Plateau Central region of Burkina Faso. And this plant's going to be churning out a lot of cement, 2,000 tons every day. And that's a lot of cement. So I'm guessing that's got to have a real impact, boots on the ground impact.
It will absolutely. This is going to create a ton of jobs, hundreds of jobs. And the sources emphasize that these jobs are mainly going to young people, which is really important when you think about Burkina Faso's economy. It's a huge boost for people's livelihoods, and it's going to help the whole country grow. Having an income, that's a big deal. And these aren't just any jobs, right? These are jobs in construction and infrastructure development industries that are really fundamental to a country's growth.
Yeah, and that infrastructure piece is key because the cement from this plant is literally going to be used to build more stuff, right? So it's kind of this feedback loop for the economy.
Exactly. And you know what else is interesting is that the president of Burkina Faso was there for the opening of the plant. I mean, we're talking Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the interim military president. So that shows you how important this is to the government.
Yeah, and he even posted about it on X. I mean, he was really proud of this moment, legitimate pride was how he put it. It wasn't just a boring press release.
And that social media post that specifically mentioned China and said that this plant was a really strong symbol